So let's talk about something that no one ever wants to admit. We're all a little obsessed with productivity, aren't we? But here's the kicker. Many of us are doing it maybe wrong or for all the wrong reasons. We're hustling, we're grinding, we're working long hours. No thanks. My strategy? Slow productivity. Yep, you heard that right. Slow productivity. I manage my time without burning out, and I'm going to show you here today how you can do it as well. In a recent survey I read that was conducted by Deloitte in 2023, found that 77% of professionals have experienced burnout in their current job and role, with 91% saying that unmanageable stress or frustration is negatively impacting the quality of their work. That's a pretty high number. Additionally, 83% noted that burnout from work can also negatively impact their personal relationships. So those are high numbers. That's like 8 or 9 out of every 10 people. That myth of more, better, faster, I don't believe in that. I really have started to walk away from that thought process. Because as we live in the world that celebrates busy, like an Olympic event, if you're not juggling 5 projects, answering 3 emails at once, or circling back, or whatever that really means, to your 7th Zoom meeting of the day, are you even doing it right? Are you even going down the right path? Spoiler alert, you probably are, but the problem is with our productivity obsessed culture is that it really equates speed with efficiency, and that's simply just not true. So according to a study by Rescue Time, only 2% of people can multitask. I'm not part of that 2%. I admit it, I am the worst multitasker out there. I don't know if you can agree with me on yourself, but I try and it doesn't work. The rest of us, we're just hopping between tasks like over-caffeinated squirrels, getting nothing actually of substance done. And that's what I find. I feel like I'm running in 100 directions and not getting anything done effectively. But hey, at least we look busy, right? Not a good thing. So this is where slow productivity entered into my life. The concept of slow productivity is exactly what it sounds like. Getting stuff done as manageable as possible without driving yourself to the brink of exhaustion. So it's about intentionally reducing the number of things on your to-do list and prioritizing the things that really matter. So here's why it works. A Stanford study found that productivity per hour declines sharply when a person works more than 50 hours a week. So after 55 hours, it's basically nap time. So why not avoid the crash, right? And so one would ask, so what are your top 5 tips when it comes to slow productivity and how are you making it work? So one of the things I'm doing is embracing the anti-to-do list. So I've thrown away the to-do list. I've found that it doesn't work. I found that I've walked into my office every day and have had this stress, strain, and overwhelm of just even looking at it, let alone tackling all of those things. So forget that 12-page to-do list. It's not realistic. You're fooling yourself if you actually think that you can get all of these things done in the day. So be realistic with yourself. We need to keep it simple here. So each day, I write down 1 to 2 or maybe 3 important tasks that I need to focus on that are definites. These are things I need to execute on in the day. If I can add some other things in after those 2 or 3 things are done, then great. But if I can't, I can't. And I just need to make peace with that. But the beauty of this is it's less pressure, more focus, and actual results. Plus, fewer Post-it notes all over my office. That's haunting me. It's driving me insane. So I needed to get away from that. And what I'm also doing is batching tasks like a pro. So I group similar tasks together. So I try to do this even with meetings, at least the meetings that I am sending out to individuals. I try to put those in certain categories during the week so that maybe I'm focusing on certain specific items on certain days to just keep my mind tasked on one thing. So if I need to respond, say, to emails, I give myself a block of time to knock out as many as I can, and then I shut it down for a while because I could spend all day on email. I'm sure you probably can understand how that feels on your end. Everyone's constantly emailing you. Sometimes the quicker you respond, the more that they expect, and the quicker they expect, they think maybe you're sitting there behind, the email, just waiting for them to come with a question, and it really stresses me out. So I had to walk away from some of this constant email, focusing on email. Science backs this up, actually. So studies show that switching between tasks can decrease your productivity by up to 40%. So that's quite a bit. I mean, half of your time could be totally lost just by switching tasks constantly. So schedule your calendar a bit better if you can, and then try to really focus on certain tasks on maybe certain days, and really try to streamline your approach there. And this leads to saying no to some people and some tasks, and saying no like you mean it. And that doesn't mean to be rude, but saying yes to everything is the one-way ticket to burnout. Being selective about your commitments keeps your workload manageable. And here's the kicker: when you say no to things that don't align with your goals or your strategy, you make room for what truly matters, and you can really focus in on what do I need to do to move the needle, instead of all these other things that are just distractions. And when you can do that, you also can get into a mindset of deep work. So there's a lot of power in deep work. I've been reading a lot about it. And this is something that's been coined by Cal Newport. Deep work is all about focusing intensely on one thing without distractions. So I like to block off some time. Most of the time it's first thing in the morning, because I really can focus a lot better for myself. You may have different times of the day that work for you, but I block off 90-minute chunks of time. So there's no multitasking, no distractions, just me, maybe a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and a task, and that's about it. And surprisingly, it is so peaceful. It is my favorite part of the day, is when I can really focus in on something and really feel accomplished. So with that, after you're working really hard and really straining your brain for about 90 minutes, it's time to take a break, and it's time to, take more breaks in the day. And yes, I really mean that. This is coming from someone who never took breaks. I used to eat my breakfast, lunch, and dinner while I was working, while I was on calls, while I'm helping someone. And I just never even enjoyed my meals. I never even realized, I think, that I ate, other than the fact I wasn't hungry. So studies from Drawham Group show that most productive people work for about 52 minutes, and then they take about a 17-minute break. I know that those sound like weird times, but I'm going to check them out and see if they work. So yes, scheduling in those snack breaks, or stretching your legs, or just getting out outside and getting some sunshine and some fresh air, maybe taking the dog for a quick walk, that can actually boost your productivity a ton. And I know that that's been extremely helpful for me. So who knew snacks and a brief walk and those type of things could be your secret weapon. So I used to feel a lot of overwhelm. I used to feel a lot of burnout, but I don't know her anymore. I've started to do this for quite a while, and it is something that is working to bring down my stress levels, to help myself cognitively. Like, I even felt like I was cognitively impaired in a way, just because I had so many things going on. It was just so overwhelming to me. But the goal of slow productivity isn't to get more done in less time. It's to get the right things done and still have that energy and vitality left to Spend time with your family. Do the things that you want to do. If you binge watch Netflix, whatever that floats your boat. But you don't want to be like a zombie. You live your life to, we enjoy work, or we should enjoy our work, but also we have other hobbies and friends and family and things that we want to enjoy in our life in a positive way and not be impacted by so much burnout. So a study from Gallup found that 76% of employees experience burnout at least sometime in their career, but it doesn't have to be this way. So when you pace yourself and focus on quality over quantity, you avoid the dreaded burnout spiral. So some final thoughts here is the truth is that productivity isn't about how fast you can finish a task or how long you can grind without really collapsing or driving yourself crazy. It's about working smarter and not harder. Slow productivity lets you win at work and at life. No burnout required. Plus you get more time for the important things, like going for an ice cream and staring out the window, just in some maybe peaceful contemplation. So now, if you'll excuse me, it's time for my scheduled 17-minute break. 3 things to always remember: be confident, be empathetic, and always have passion. So if you enjoyed this content, enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you all in the next one.